Hello and welcome back to Eco. Welcome back to Man versus Meteor. I am getting ready to make a little bit more food here. We are going to have to address the lack of fat in our diet before too much longer. Hopefully the beans, I think, will help set that off just a touch. We'll go ahead and do that. Beets have some fat in them. Without the protein, maybe. We'll think about that. I did see I can do one of these things here. Where is it? Not the wilted fiddle ferns. Fern campfire salad. There's not really much fat in it, but I did go and grab some of those ferns, so we shouldn't have too much of an issue. Just, oh, that one is a dynamic value. I can make more of those. I can make 22 of them. Let's do that. Yeah. Hat, cough, and wheeze a little bit. Alright. So, as we recall, we were getting very, very close to having the star needed in order to get our level of carpentry. Now, I will tell you, it was a bit of a challenge to me to kind of decide whether I wanted to do carpentry first or masonry first. I decided on carpentry, as pretty obviously, and I will tell you why. Masonry is required for the second tier of the modules, the upgrades. It also provides statues and, of course, building materials that are also tier 1, just like carpentry does. However, carpentry provides a bunch of furniture that masonry doesn't, whereas carpentry has everything masonry has except for the artwork. So that will let me differentiate the rooms. So, speaking of, I actually went and gathered another tree's worth of wood and such. I should probably get over here and get this making some of these guys. I should be able to do 100. Yeah, do 100 easy. Let's just go ahead and remember to always set it like that. We'll dump that in there. We are dangerously low on calories at the moment. Where? Oh, you're dumping it in the tiny stockpile. I guess that's okay. We're gonna do that. It's not doing great things for that, but we're now down to 2 minutes on our time. We're basically waiting on some things to finish, so let's go ahead and sleep this little bit of time away. Do. You should hear the tinkle tinkle of the star. There it is. Excellent. Alright, we got our star. How long for the next one? 2 hours, 39 minutes. Now that's assuming I don't sleep again. But for the moment, let's go ahead and we got carpentry. It's already queued up because that happens to be the first one on the list. Learn now. There we go. Excellent. We now have unlocked carpentry. I've become a carpentry specialist. Look at that. Alright, so now a bunch more things in the carpentry bench here, or carpentry table, will be unlocked. Look at all this additional stuff. Look at all of that. Alright, but first and foremost, we've got to get a house built. Yeah, about that. Alright, so I think what I need to do is first things first, I'm going to get the masonry research, and then I think we're going to end up relocating our bench. There is the workbench here does not or not the workbench, the research bench does not count as an industrial machine, so it can go in the house proper. Masonry. We need 2 geology research basic. We need a bunch of rocks. I just want to get this done in case I'm still in the middle of building the house when my next star comes up. So let's go ahead. We're gonna pull some of the ones out of the ground here because we're gonna want to set a foundation. So I'm gonna want to have the space to do so. So if I need a bunch of stone, I might as well pull it straight out of there. how much did you say you needed? You need 2 of those. You need 15. Let's go ahead and queue you up to make those. I need 8 more as a minimum. And it would be better to have more. It does not look like there's any more that's going to be directly in the way except for stuff that's in here. Ooh, I might be able to... I think I saw that light up briefly. No? Alright, let's go ahead and... Oop, I fell in a hole. I would like a little more rock, please. But it's not that limestone. Or that limestone. I'm trying to avoid using the limestone for the moment because that is useful for all kinds of things later. Hey, look at this. We've got a whole bunch down here. We'll just grab this. That went somewhere. I know I now have the 8. I'm going to grab a little bit more. One more. There we go. Hop back up here. Oh, you're doing that. Drop you in there. Alright. Let's get this all queued up. We're going to order you up. There we go. Alright, so as soon as that's done, I'm going to start tearing this bit apart. I'm going to leave this because I'm almost definitely going to need more hewn logs. But I'll start figuring out exactly where I want the house to be. So what I need is I need 4 rooms to start, and then additional space for rooms for, you know, equipment and such, of, you know, things of that nature. Industrial equipment, things like that as we get going. Some of the stuff will be built off-site, but most of it is going to be here. So it's going to be pretty big, and I think what I'll do is I'll make the 4 rooms as the first floor, make a stairwell so that I can then use a second floor for industrial stuff. So I think I'll probably come about even here and then go about here. Leave just a touch of space so I can get in and out of that. I'll probably end up moving that upstairs once I've got that done, but I'm going to need to leave this be for the time being. So I'll have to clear out a whole big old chunk of this area in order to make the rooms I want. How's that masonry doing? It's being slow, but we'll get it unlocked on camera here. We'll go another minute, and then I will go away, clear out as much of this as I can, and get started. I will probably come back for a few progress, you know, a few little progress updates, kind of as I go. But this is going to be a good way for me to burn out this 2.5 hours without having to do it all, you know, on camera, because that would be boring. And it's also not just going to be me burning off time sleeping either. It'll actually be some progress getting done, but boring stuff that you can just get the occasional progress, you know, update on. We are almost done here. What are you set to output to? That storage chest. Oh, there is this as well. Let me grab this, and let me grab these guys. It is one thing I should probably do is my first hunt. Because the only real way to get fat early on is to basically cook some animals over the campfire. And let me tell you, the skill I get after masonry is gonna be cooking related again. Because we're gonna need it soon. So there's a goat. I know, I said I was gonna go away as soon as that was done, but let's... Oh, no, you're a little smarter than the average bear. You can hit them anywhere, but it does do a little bit of extra damage if you manage to hit them in the head. Ooh. Although these guys have horns, I forgot about that. Which can reflect. So you're probably better off just shooting them in the butt. Oh, where'd you go? There you are. Excellent. Oh, and you fell down when I wanted to get you. Alright, one bighorn carcass. Alright. Let's go ahead. We'll show you this right before I'm done. Am I this way? I'm this way. The mini-map helps, but you gotta remember to look at it. Alright, here we go. And as you can see, I burnt through 8 arrows getting that guy. Now, that's only like 2 pieces of wood, but these are things you need to keep in mind. So I have, counts as a medium campfire animal. This will give 4 charred meat and a tallow. Tallow. That'll be useful later, but we're probably going to just end up eating it because that. Now, this is the most inefficient way of using these carcasses, but I don't have a better option at the moment. Alright, let's get that masonry skill and then get building. Let's see, there you are. We will pop that out, just like the carpentry. Bam, we have unlocked it. We have additional land claim papers. Alright, now I am going to tear this down, at least this section of it, and dig up a bunch of this area, and hopefully start laying out a house. I will come back when I have made enough progress to figure it worthwhile. I will see you then. Alright, real quick check-in here. As you can see, I've torn down that part. I've left the research bench there at the moment because it's not in the way. I have started to dig out my foundation. I have set down a few blocks as corners. You can see I got some there. I got a little corner here. I got a little corner here. And I got a little corner here. I'm currently working on getting the boundaries set down. Then I will slowly work on the center, which is going to be a big problem because there's a lot of dirt, and I don't have a whole lot of places to put it. However, as you can see, I've got a whole lot here. They don't stack very high in the stockpile, which is problematic, but what we can do is take them and turn them into ramps, which I'm going to end up needing a lot of. Why are you not... All right, let's pull from there. Let's go ahead and say you can go ahead over here like that. And let's say I would like, yeah, let's tell it a dozen. Hey, that happens to be how much dirt I have. Good. I kind of want to work in 3s at the moment. I will end up graduating to working in 5s on these eventually, but not just yet. So we're going to do that. As you can see, my fat has gone up because I have been eating a little bit of that meat we got. In fact, it looks like I've eaten all of that meat we've gotten. Let me eat the tallow. There's other things I can do with it later. Yeah, see, yuck. You don't particularly like that. Unfortunately, apparently I don't like those fern campfire salads. So I'll end up eating these, but I'm probably not going to make more of them going forward. Slightly a problem. Let me get back to this, and we will come back again when I have a bit more of an update. Alright, back once again. I have put down the entirety of the outer edge of the house, as you can see, and a few extra blocks as well, because I had a few extra in my hands when I finished the border. Now it's just going to be time to clear all this out, get all that done, and, you know, all that sort of thing, which is going to need more wood than I have, so I'll be out getting wood as well. I actually went out once, chopped down a fir tree, which I still need to go grab a little bit more of. I chopped it all up, I just obviously didn't have the room to bring it all back. And I noticed these guys. These guys are old-growth redwood. Don't touch these. Leave those alone. A lot of servers actually have it set up like on the back end where you can't cut them down. Those guys do not grow back if you cut them down, and they are the biggest source of air pollution reduction available. So leave those guys alone. I didn't realize I was so close to them, which is actually mildly annoying, but, well, here I am, so I've already kind of started to set down roots. A little late to be worrying about it now. I will come back hopefully with a completed foundation. Alright, I am back again. As you can see, I've gotten the whole floor done. Now, I'm sure there's people out there that are going to be like, oh, why didn't you just build it on top of the ground? I don't like that. I find it annoying. I don't like that look. And as far as I can tell, most people seem to feel the same, so I think I'm all right there. So we got this big platform. If I measured it right, it's 15 by 15, not necessarily out of any need for that particular number, but that was roughly what I could fit, as you can see where that kind of corner is. I will also end up either off the side or off the back, end up putting in an area for a staircase, but we're not going to worry about that this second. We will get to that in a little while. I am making a whole lot more of these hewn logs, as you can see, although they seem to have stopped for some reason, probably because they're out of storage space. Alright, I guess we're going to move on to using some of these ramps. So, let me show you a little trick about using these ramps. So, the thing about these ramps is, no matter what you do, the spot that it wants to place us off of is going to be this little thing at the bottom here. So it makes it difficult to build down, which is what we want to do. We want to build down. So what I do is I turn one backwards and I place it. And you're like, oh, that's backwards. That's no good. But then I turn one around, do that. We get those placed. Then I can pick that one back up. And come on, get it properly placed again. Now, you end up having to do something similar when you want to then move outward with it. Only slightly different because, you kind of need to do... Oh, not that. Hang on. You basically end up doing that. Pick that one back up. Rotate it back around, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. Just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bunch of these ramps as I can, try and get down into the desert there. This is for future use, but for now the ramps are in the way, so we're going to go ahead and take care of them right now. I will do that, come back, hopefully with a bit more progress. I'm going to start putting the walls up as soon as I have the space, and I will see you then. I'm hoping to finish this house by the end of the episode. Alright, back again. Time to show you what progress I've made. All of that wood I was making, all those hewn logs, got me this far. I have all of my walls up. I'm going to address something about that in a moment. And I got just a few little pieces up on, for the roof layer. Now, as you can see, there are some holes in the walls here in the interior. I do not actually intend to have interior windows between rooms, but as a method of early game conserving of resources, kind of needed. You're allowed to have walls up to two, or holes up to 2 big in walls, so like this, which I do intend to keep for the outside. But basically that's the extent of where it won't penalize you. So for now, until I have a more, abundant resources, I'm going to keep those there. I've decided that the staircase will eventually go here on the, up, to the outside, to the next floor, but we got to get the first floor done for now. These rooms are not all even. The 2 rooms in the front are slightly larger than the 2 rooms in the back. It's not going to work out super well as an actual house, but it'll do the job it needs to in-game. Let me go get more resources. I will come back once I have a roof on this place, and we will set about getting it actually producing experience points for us. I will see you then. Alright, I am back. I do not have the entirety of the house done. I do, however, have 1 room done. Now, I intend this room to be our living room. The room types do get split out based upon the furniture in it. And repeats of rooms give less experience. So that's why I was like, start with the 4. Um, and we can possibly expand that later. For the moment, however, I would like to get some of my carpentry on. We need to get just a couple of things. Let's see. I mean, I could make a butchery table theoretically. That actually would make that a kitchen. I could make that the kitchen. That might be a good idea. Wood board. I would need to queue up some boards. I need 9, it says. Is that a full 9? That is a full 9. You take a little bit of that. Let's make 10. Actually, let's make... Yeah, all the way up to 11 uses the same amount of logs, just due to the reduction on it. So let's go ahead and do that. Queue that up. And we're going to move you in front of those guys finishing. I just kind of want to get that shown off. So while we're waiting on that, actually, let's get the actual butcher table queued up. Because as you can see, you look at it, it says room category kitchen. So, and it gives a skill value. We're going to go ahead and dump the work into it. Oops, I should have done one more thing before I exited out. There we go. We're going to put that but just behind the boards. While we let that process, we are going to, first off, show you the ramp. I never showed you the ramp. I ended up building it out to 5 because I had a whole bunch of ramps left over. I only brought it down to this layer here because that is this, and most of the desert is that layer, so I don't want to go down the additional couple for that. My carpentry specialty leveled up. Yay! So we got that, and we need to do one more thing. We need these guys, because we need to make sure that the entirety of this room to start, and the entirety of the house in general, ends up inside a claim. Now, since we're the only ones on this, on this planet, it's not going to matter for anything else, but it does matter for our housing. We can only consider housing ours if it is in a claim we control. Which, I'll get this last one here. If you'll notice, I only have 2 claim papers left. That was another reason for me to get the masonry skill unlocked before I started building, because I knew I was going to need those extra claim papers. So we can put this guy back away, and our butchery table appears to be done. I don't know where it went, so we'll just kind of open this up and be like, hey, where did you go? You should be able to go into... Oh, okay, I guess not. Here we go. All right. So as you can see, it is a general room. It has no value. It's just a tier 1. We are going to take our butcher table, and we're going to put it against this wall, I guess. Like that. There we go, right in the corner. Bam, now it is a kitchen. And as you can see, I have this little blue dot here now. Home value. Kitchen 2, because I have a butchery table in here worth 2. This is now a kitchen. Tier 1 kitchen. And as I put additional things in here, as long as they don't conflict with kitchen, it will get more and more value. There is a soft cap, however, based on the tier of the room. So as a tier 1 room, it'll have a soft cap, and I think it's somewhere in the vicinity of 5. But that's all there is to that. I will come back one more time after I have a bit more of the house finished. We'll get these rooms kind of flushed out a bit, and that'll probably wrap up the episode. I will see you then. All right. This time, the house is done, or at least as done as it is getting this episode. We still have our kitchen, but we have 3 other rooms to work with. So let's pop over here. Oh, and incidentally, I hit level 7 logging just from making all the hewn logs necessary for this. Now, we're gonna make this look prettier, but for now, it's more important to get it functional. So, let's get it a little bit more functional. So we need a few things. Wooden latrine would be a good one. That will let us designate a room as a bathroom, and a wooden straw bed will allow us to designate a room as a bedroom. So let's get ourselves some more boards. Looks like we need, let's get like 20. There we go. Go ahead and order those up. And then let's say we need the, yeah, not much I'm going to be able to do about that. I don't need more than one of these things. So let's get a latrine and get a wooden straw bed. Now, as you can see, we're going to need some more of these plant fibers for the wooden straw bed. So let's go ahead and collect that while we're waiting. There's a few right here. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. That's just little... Just a few of these guys. That's probably plenty, but I know we're going to need more of these in the future too, so let's just go ahead and grab a bit more. There we go. Just while we wait. What are you set up for on this? You really should have access to that storage chest, because that's where I want to put you. Do I have any more of those around anywhere? No, it does not appear so. Alright. So now we're basically just waiting on the boards and then the other things. You know what? I think there's enough boards already, so let's go ahead and just move the boards to the end. We are going to also want some other stuff. Let's set up a hewn table. Yeah, just as a hewn table. This is another thing that you need to kind of keep an eye on. And we'll let that go after the boards because it's going to need a few more boards. I think that'll let us designate all our rooms. Now, the thing is that the seating and tables can generally be put in any room, but if it is in a room without anything else, I think it will denote it as a living room. I think. Now, there are items that will just flat out be like, this is living room only. I do not currently have access to those. So, we do what we do as we do. We might run a couple of minutes over, but we built an entire house this episode. Yeah, a lot of it was done off camera, but still. Entire camera. Oh, look at how close I am on this, too. 6 minutes. And by the time I put the additional stuff in, yeah. I think we're about to unlock masonry, which we will then get into in the next episode. That'll be interesting and fun. But we're just gonna wait. You know what? Let's just do the sleep until those 2 items are done. There we go. Those items are done. And I got another level in carpentry. Excellent. Alright, we need that and that. We will let those other things go. I'm going to make this my living room now. I guess I'll put the bathroom in the corner here. I was going to put it over there, but I don't know. Bathroom. And as you can see, look, it's now a bathroom. And let's put you there. Bedroom. And it's now a bedroom. Look at that. There we go. We have a kitchen, a bedroom, and a bathroom so far. We are getting an additional 27.5 regardless of our food situation. This fluctuates. This doesn't unless you add or remove something. So that is definitely a good thing. Let's go ahead and speed this up just a touch more so that we can wrap up the episode. I don't want to run too long. Bam, there we go. Let's go ahead and grab wherever that is, and just make sure it's going to do what we think it's going to do. I'll set you right there. Yep, it turns it into a living room. So there we go. We have our 4 rooms. Just like that. Now, I believe we should be seconds away from getting our masonry. So we will go ahead and let that get. We will unlock it, and we will come back and do it next episode. Of course, it's still saying 52 seconds. Let's go ahead and just kind of sneak a little here. No? There we go. There's our extra star. Now our next one is saying 3.5 hours, but of course as we improve our home value, that'll change. So let's go ahead, hit Z, open this guy up. We have, is this one? Yeah, here we go, masonry, and I'm taking masonry before mining for an important reason. I will discuss it when I get around to it. But for now, bam, we will take masonry. And there we go. We have unlocked the ability to make all these things, although we won't necessarily have access to the stuff we need to make those things immediately, but here we are. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, that is going to do it for this episode. We built a house. We designated rooms. We are now getting 32.5 XP. Wow, that went up. 32.5 XP from just having a house. It was time for a home. We've made a house a home, which is probably what I'm going to title the episode. That is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.